um, Hi, it's me again with another sketchbook tour. This one's like very tiny. As you've probably read the title, I was planning to finish it in 5 days during a mandatory trip that I took with my university. And I almost finished it, and then I left it for another month. So let's get started because I want to finish recording before my roommates get home. Here's like a sticker showcase. These are like makeup gems for your face. Okay, and this is Saint Francis. There's gonna be a lot like church flyers in this one, because there's like a bunch of trash. Well, not trash. Mostly like flyers that I found and just stuck in there, which might be cheating, because I wasn't actually drawing, but it's also my sketchbook, so I can do what I want, I guess. Here's the first page, like usual, starting with a self-portrait. I was very sleepy in the bus, and I had just one goal to finish for the end of the trip, and I didn't. As I've already said, this is a part of the paper that was around the cover of the sketchbook when I bought it. I really love this company. Here's a map of where we traveled. It was mostly like Lower Silesia. Here's some doodles. Here's another self-portrait with shaky lines because of the bus trip. Here's a mountain I saw, some trees and road signs. Then I started. I drew a bunch of tears, T-I-Rs. I don't know how you say it. And then started writing the entire definition from Wikipedia. But then we arrived at our first destination, so I never finished it. I like how this spread looks. Here's the first place we visited. It was a monastery in Krzeszów. Yeah, I don't know what else. This is my ticket. I cut it in half, and they had like a bunch of stamps hidden around the church, and like the entire group of adult students went crazy over it, and everyone wanted a stamp. So I gathered a bunch. These two also. Here's another like Christian flyer that I just took from the church because they were free. Here's a chandelier from the inside of the church and some notes on the history of it. Here's some bishop. I was mainly just drawing the sculptures that we saw in there. Here's some cute angels. Here's the church again. Yeah, this was from like a mausoleum. So these two guys were buried there, and the rest are just some sculptures. Then we have a layout of one of the churches, which like a girl from my year printed, so everyone could see like the topics of each fresco, because it was fully covered in wall paintings. Oh, I can show it. Okay. Yeah, here's like a felt tip pen, like a fine liner sketch of St. Helen, some more notes. Here's the main altar from one of the churches in Świdnica. Here's my friend with the Polish president candidate Joanna Senyshyn, who was kind of a meme before the election. She didn't win, unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know. I wasn't voting for her anyway. Here's some more president candidates, because we were watching the debate on the TV because we had nothing better to do. This was day 2. Bunch of notes again. The inside of the church, and I tried drawing like a plan of the vault of the church, because it was very specific, but it came out very wonky. Here's some sketches of figures again. Here's like canola, I think. Here's a cat. I was inspired because we literally met a cat inside of the church, and again everyone freaked out. We were supposed to like learn about the church, but everyone cared about the cat more, and they also had a stamp. Here's like a flyer for rich German tourists who came to visit the church because it's kind of close to Germany, and also I think a historically German town. So yeah, a lot of German tourists come there. Some more sketches of figures from a church. Here's like a city hall tower. I like the I don't know, imprecise look. Some angel. There's also a sculpture, a sticker I found on the ground. The main portal to another church. This one was in Legnica. A sketch of a pattern on a stained glass window, and a sketch of figures of Saint Paul and Peter. I thought they looked very cute. Then a sketch of Jesus. Like I said, we were just going from church to church, and it wasn't a pilgrimage. We were just art historians, and most of art historically was in churches and financed by the church. Here's a flyer I found of an Albrecht Dürer painting. Yeah. Okay. This was another mausoleum, and a bunch of flyers. Oh, and here I drew a stained window again, but I didn't like it. A bunch of flyers for some Christian film, which I bet was very great, but we didn't have time to see it, unfortunately. Then a sketch of the courtyard of the castle in Legnica, and an entire map of the city. Maybe it will be useful someday if I can fold it. Alright. It's very thick, as you can see, and it's making my sketchbook really bulky. Here's a flyer that I cut up. Here's there's 2 more flyers. Here's some sketches again from figures in a church. This was inside the church, Joseph and baby Jesus, and some guy from outside the church. Oh, here's some, this is my classmate, this is my professor 2 times, and this is my another classmate. I really like how it came out, especially these 2, like the highlighter and colored pencil together. I don't know how you call it in English, but it's an ambona in Polish. Here's the city hall in Wrocław with some notes on it. Yeah, I was trying to like study the perspective because I'm not very good at that so far. Here's some, again, sculptures from the walls, the facades. Yeah, some more notes, some sculptures. I also like these two. Here's some ballpoint pen sketches of people in like a bar. We call it a milk bar in Poland because they used to serve milk soups in there. But they are just places where you can get like traditional, I guess, food for quite cheap. Here's like in one of the churches there was a glass bowl with like a bunch of Bible passages on small cards, and you were supposed to pick one. And of course everyone from our year had to pick one. Maybe not everyone, okay. Some people were like actually paying attention and studying, I guess. Here's another flyer that I cut up. Here's my classmates after like 10 hours of sightseeing. Some font studies. I mean, I'm copied it, not very accurately, but it was fun. Some angels and Saint Elizabeth, I think it was also a sculpture. Here's my classmates again and some men that just came to pray. Here's I can show it all, but it's from the tomb of Hedwig. I don't think she has a number. Yeah, St. Hedwig, with another flyer here with like history, which I didn't actually pay attention to because I was too busy copying like sculpture like that, or like, what is it called? Like a flat sculpture, a relief. Here's some architectural sculpture. Here's some tea that I drank and a receipt for very overpriced coffee. Although honestly you can find worse. And it was pretty good. Fountain, again a flyer from Wrocław University. This one is in German. A bird. There were a bunch of sparrows flying there. This is from a painting, like a fresco on the ceiling in one of the rooms on the university. Here's some doodles from when we were when we were in the bus again for a longer drive, and I wanted to fill up as many pages as I could because it was already Thursday at this point and I've only put like, I don't know, 30 pages. So here's just that, some people, some buildings. Here's the interior of the bus. Here's again some of my classmates. This is my professor, another one, not the one shown previously, and under this there's a colored pencil sketch of a fresco on the ceiling of two angels. Here's again some of my classmates, another one of my professors, another kind of flyer or business card for the church, my friend's foot, and a foot of a sculpture that was actually just feet because the rest was destroyed, unfortunately. Some cut up flyers again. Here's some holy ladies. I don't know who they are. This is Christ, probably. I really like this one. Like at this point my hand was like, I don't know, very warmed up from doing this for several days in a row. So these are like very loose and very expressive, and I like how they look. Some little angel, St. Hedwig in prayer, as I said, or as I wrote. Here's St. Faustina. Here's like a medieval sculpture that they also had in that church. Here's some creepy flyer I found about a crying Mary sculpture. Here's a picture of Jesus. Some flowers, some dishes. I did it by holding 2 pencils at one because I was running out of ideas to make interesting stuff in this sketchbook. Our table at the place where we were having dinner. Again, the drawing of the vaults, crucifix. This was, I don't know, some Saint Bishop on this stained glass window in that church. Yeah, some sketches with highlighter. This is a sketch of the church, and I found a flyer of the same church, so here's the comparison. I kind of made the church look way lower. I don't know. Some saints, like sculptures of saints. Also, I really like how like fluid all of these lines came out. Here's a photo of a very Barbie-looking Saint Mary from that same church. It was like 300 years old, and they restored it to look plastic, which I guess was a decision they made. Here's a drawing of her. Here's some other saint, and another piece of the same flyer. Some 2 different flyers, but it was about the same church. So I put them together in this spread, although I could have put it horizontally, so it was like more put together, but this looks cool too. More flyers. This one's like split into 2 pages, and here's a saint. It's very important to the Dominicans in Wrocław, so I put these 2 together. Then we got a bunch of faces of the same guy, because in one of the churches, like way earlier, they had so many variants of flyers with him. This is like a photo card, like it had rounded edges and everything. I genuinely don't know who that is. I apologize to this man, and I'm sure he did great things for the church, or not. You don't really know with churchmen. You can Google him, I guess. It was Jan Schneider or John Schneider. Here I left the empty cutout of his face, and then a funny caption, which I'm not going to translate, but you can put it into Google. Here's Saint Mary saying let there be cabbits, and I drew some cabbits to like varying effects. Some of them look very scary. Here's some actual rabbits, because they're hard to draw, I don't know. Here's like a ballpoint pen study of, more like a sketch of, I think, Botticelli, but I'm not sure. Here's some people from public transport. Again, here's sketches of my sister with like colored markers. bus stop, some people from the bus or tram again, notes from class because my tablet died, so I had to improvise. Here's like a YouTuber, I think it's Revolutionary Thought. Here's my roommate's cat, some stamps, the old TV that I have lying around in my room and taking up space, my kitchen, do you mind? Can you please be focused? Jesus. As you can see, it's with brown highlighter because I'm crazy and I'm considering buying a black highlighter, which is like totally against the point of highlighters, but I like just drawing with them. I don't know, like a logo of a bus company. I don't know what that is. People from the bus with different highlighters. Oh, this is interesting, I guess, I hope. I was at a dance performance by like a dance studio which my sister attends, and I was sitting like in the dark in the audience and trying to sketch kind of their moves. So I guess this is someone doing the splits, some ballerinas dancing. Here again, I think this is someone's head, but I don't know what this is. Here's someone doing the splits again. Here someone had like a very flowy dress. Here's some ballerina. Mind, please. Here's another ballerina. This is, I don't know, like a dress, I suppose. Here's some sketches from public transit again. I found a really nice sketching pen. Do I have it with me? Yeah, this is it from Pilot. It's really good and really smooth. I'm scared. Okay, he's in the bathroom. I guess I can talk a little bit louder. But again, this is just some stuff I found. This is like actual salt, flour, which I dried, candy wrapper,